All right, welcome to another episode of Waterloo Human Rights in a hot Mississippi Minute. I'm your Executive Director, Abraham L. Funches Jr. And today we want to tell you about another education outreach opportunity that's coming up August 19, 2023. August 19, the Waterloo Human Rights Commission wants to put on another reenactment of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Now, this is a critical march because we're hoping that by engaging in the existential practice of marching, we actually learn a little bit more about that march, that significant march in 1963. Now, the actual date of that March on Washington was August 28, 1963. But we are doing it on August 19, which is a Saturday, not too far away from now. And it will start at 10 o'clock in Lincoln Park. We will, of course, take advantage of the opportunity to hear some very tantalizing speeches and inspirational talks from people that we all know very well. We will also recognize some people in the community for some outstanding community service that they have been doing in the shadows. They're not some of these people who are always in the limelight, but these are the folks who have always been in the shadows, in the margins of community, on the edges, that are holding community together through their critical engagement with vibrant activity here in the community. And then we want to, once we complete what we do in the Lincoln Park, starting at 10 o'clock, we want to march 0.9 miles down the road across the railroad track and then go to Sullivan Park, where we will dovetail into Mike Robinson's Take Back My Community event. Those of you who know Mike Robinson know that that event has been running very strongly for years now. And Mike Robinson is no stranger to anyone here in Waterloo community area, or the Waterloo Cedar Valley area. Mike Robinson has been always engaged in young people's lives. He and his wife have been making community better through their corner of the community for several years now. And this particular Take Back My Community event has always been a thriving success. He pulls in a lot of people as well as sponsors, and Waterloo Human Rights Commission is a sponsor of the Take Back Community event in 2023, as we were last year. And it helps students get book bags. Sometimes you might win a bike or some other treat, but it's an opportunity to empower young people as they prepare to go back to school. And so we want you to come out and prepare yourself right now. We're talking about individuals as well as organizations for Saturday, August 19. We will start at Lincoln Park and then go all the way down to Sullivan Park. At Lincoln Park, we will acknowledge that we're meeting to engage in the reenactment of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. And then after we celebrate and take care of some business there in the park, we will march down to Sullivan Park and dovetail right into Mike Robinson's Take Back My Community event, which obviously empowers a lot of young people and families as they prepare to go back to school. And so we call this an education outreach event because, one, we want you to know a little bit more about the March on Washington that was organized by several people. I mean, you can think of A. Philip Randolph for one, and then you can also think of Bayard Rustin as another, but there were several people involved. Obviously, Dr. King made his famous I Have a Dream speech. It's at this event that we bring to the forefront critical issues that are still facing the body politic. And by engaging in this event, not only do you learn a little something about history, but you then begin to appreciate, as Jane Baldwin has always said, that history is still within us. And so actually you begin to learn about history and you begin to see the relevance of the event even to this day. Think about it. The March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Over 50 years ago, we were talking about this in 1963. Well, here in 2023, we're back 60 years later, and basically we're still talking about the same kinds of things: jobs, freedom. What does it mean, especially in light of some of the latest Supreme Court decisions that have been made that have affected people across race, color, gender identity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have so much more work to do. But nonetheless, I just want you to make sure that you put on your calendar for right now, August 19th. That's a Saturday. And there are two events that are coming together as one. First of all, it's the March on Washington, Jobs for Freedom reenactment that will begin in Lincoln Park. And then that event will dovetail into Mike Robinson's Take Back My Community event at Sullivan Park. 0.9 miles separate the two events. So why don't you prepare yourself to be there, because the more, the merrier. And you look forward to learning a whole lot while probably engaging in wonderful friendship and fellowship and eating some good food as you partake in some of the entrepreneurial activities that are obviously at the park as well. So again, for one more time on this Hot Mississippi Minute, August 19th, which is a Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock in Lincoln Park, we are going to do the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom reenactment. And in addition to celebrating, highlighting the activities of a few people in the community, we then want to march down to Sullivan Park, where we will dovetail into Mike Robinson's Take Back My Community event. You are looking forward to having a good time, because I know I am. And again, this is Abraham Funchess, Waterloo Human Rights, in a Hot Mississippi Minute.